Hello everybody and welcome back to Johnny News. Today we're going to be talking about a variety of different things, but first up we're going to be talking about how the world can decrease its crime rate, because that will lead to our next topic after this. So in a bit, Jeff is going to be interviewing people on how people think they can lower the crime rate. I bet people are going to give some pretty good answers. What do you think, Jerry?
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I love that guy. I really don't. I hate him. Okay, Jeff, to you.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, first person, how do you think the world can lower its crime rate?
Yo, easy, bro. All you have to do, kill Johnny, and the crime rate will go down. Yeah.
That took an unexpected turn. Okay, for some reason, just because of his answer, I feel like he's a criminal.
Jeff, you better get your scrawny cheeks
But I do
over here
agree, though.
before I rip them
Anyways,
off.
Second person.
Get back here!
How do you think you can lower the crime rates?
I think the world could be a much better place. The crime rates will go down to zero if everybody cared for each other and everybody was very passionate in what they do and they didn't break the law and everybody was a great person.
Okay, that person was really lame. Okay, next person, how do you think the world can decrease its crime rates?
Yo, people who commit crimes, they're nasty. But
No,
I think the
I think
world
you
can
mean to
decrease
say
its
more
crime rates
strict.
by making stricter laws. That's a word, right? Whatever. So, if the world doesn't do that, the crime rates are just gonna keep going up. And that's nasty.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Nasty. So now that we heard some people's thoughts on how they think the world can decrease its crime rates, I am ready to say how I think the world can decrease its crime rates. I agree with the first guy. Disagree. How I think the world can decrease its crime rates is for people to stop robbing banks. I think that could make sense, right? Anyways, Johnny, back to you.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay. So we got people's thoughts on how to lower the crime rates, and some of them I did like. I mean, you can't change people's opinions, so there's that. But me, I personally think we don't need to lower the crime rates. I think it's just fine. Anyways, moving on to our next topic. Okay, I just want you guys to think in your head, do you think this is true, that video games cause violence? Just think in your head right now. Because if you think yes, you are absolutely wrong. Video games do not cause violence, it actually prevents it. In a weird way, it does. And may I explain? So, video games helps people get over tough times, and those tough times can make people do some crazy stuff, and video games can prevent that. And you see, the world needs more video games and less school. But just because video games exist and that violence exists doesn't mean that video games causes violence. See how it works? Yeah. And better remember that, because, well, I'm not going to explain it again. Video games prevent violence. Anyways, besides from that, there's a lot to go on about it, but nothing that I really need to go over right now, so. Welcome to Crime Time, a new addition to Johnny News for the second season of it. This episode of Crime Time is going to be about interviewing the criminal who tried breaking into our studio. Wonder who that is? Jeff, do you mind interviewing them?
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, so we are going to be interviewing the criminal that tried breaking into our studio. And this is going to be very interesting. Very indeed. Okay, so the criminal, why did you want to break into our base?
I can do whatever I want, you know. I don't have to tell you everything. I'll just tell you this. I hate your show. I want to raid this place for all the money it shouldn't have made.
Oh, very interesting. Okay, how much money were you planning to steal?
I was planning to steal all of it. All of it!
What's your name, by the way?
My name is Spontiago Panalu.
That is not a good name. Okay, final question. How long have you been in the crime business?
Stop bombarding me with these questions. I started committing crimes when I was 4. Now look at me. Now leave me alone. Welcome to Crisis of the Week, a new addition to the second season of Johnny News. Yeah, 2 new things. So, this week's crisis is that the library burnt down, and nobody died. There's 24 people injured, and the entire building is gone. So, say goodbye to that place. I mean, who reads books anyways? So yeah, that was this week's crisis of the week. Hopefully you guys can get used to what it is.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, the weather today is not too bad. It's a little rainy, and besides from that, it's pretty good actually. I mean, look at the trees. That are nice today. Yes, very fascinating. Right, Johnny?